Cinderella. Once upon a time there lived a beautiful girl called Cinderella that lived with her stepmother and her two ugly stepsisters. They were always terrible to poor Cinderella. They made her work all day cleaning the house and cooking for them. Cinderella wore raggy old clothes and slept in a cold, damp room. One day, invitations to the grand ball at the palace arrived in the mail. The stepmother and the two stepsisters were so excited. "We must get new dresses and look our very best," they said. When the great day arrived, the stepmother and stepsisters spent all evening getting ready for the ball. Cinderella asked, "May I come as well?" "You at the ball? Don't make us laugh. Besides, you need to do the laundry," her stepsisters shouted. Cinderella sat down and cried. Suddenly, her fairy godmother appeared. "Do as I tell you, and you shall go to the ball," her fairy godmother said. "Bring me a pumpkin, 6 white mice, a brown rat, and 6 green lizards," said the fairy godmother, and Cinderella did just that. Her fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and in a flash, the pumpkin turned into a coach, the mice into horses, the rat into a coachman, and the lizards into footmen. Then she waved her magic wand again, and Cinderella instantly had a lovely dress and shoes. She looked wonderful. "Go to the ball," said the fairy godmother, "but you must leave before the clock strikes midnight." Cinderella arrived at the palace on her coach, and everyone was dazzled by her beauty. The prince met her at the door and accompanied her in. She danced all night long with the prince. Then Cinderella heard the clock striking 12. "It's midnight, I must go," she said as she ran down the palace stairs so fast one of her shoes fell off. The coach, the horses, the coachman, and the footmen were again a pumpkin, mice, a rat, and lizards. So Cinderella ran back home and sat in the kitchen in her old clothes. The next day, the prince was very unhappy. He wanted to find the princess he had danced with. He had found the shoe she had left and said, "I'll marry the girl who can wear this shoe." The prince visited every house in the kingdom, but he could not find one girl who could wear the shoe. When he arrived at Cinderella's home, the stepsisters tried on the shoe. They pushed and pulled and screamed and cried, but the shoe was just too small for their big, ugly feet. Cinderella then said, "May I have a try?" The stepsisters mocked her for thinking she could be the princess, but of course, the shoe fit perfectly. "I have found you," said the prince. "Will you marry me?" "Yes, please," Cinderella replied, and they went to live in the palace where they lived happily together forever. The end.